stories that define our state's character. Here's Kevin Mackey with this week's Montana Moment, brought to you by Montana Chevy Dealers.
Scrap iron and various metals are always of value. Once their primary use is over, they can be recycled for industrial or commercial use. But there's also material for artistic creation. From Connor, Kevin Mackey has our Montana Moment.
Jean Newby uses her skills as a welder to turn metal into intricate works of art. She loves the texture of metals.
Shovels and saw blades and old cream cans and chains, sprockets, gears, anything that's rusty and can be repurposed, something that has an old life that I can transform into a new life.
She transforms her material into images she finds in nature. It's an exacting skill requiring a touch as delicate as the roses she loves, or the tiny leaf inscribed with her signature.
As soon as I learned how to weld, I felt like I found my purpose as an artist.
Even as a child growing up in Seattle, she was artistic. She did weaving, pottery, and painting, but she was working low-wage jobs that didn't keep up with the high cost of living. She heard the oil fields in North Dakota paid well.
I jumped on the train to North Dakota by myself.
It was her first time leaving home.
It was very scary. I didn't know what to expect. It was going to be negative 40 degrees.
She got a job as a welder helper on the natural gas pipeline.
And so during some downtime, I practiced welding, and I loved it.
She became a welder helper's lead, all the time perfecting her welding skills.
We traveled to the East Coast, and we worked along different compressor stations.
But after a few years, she got tired of the traveling.
So I moved to western Montana.
After passing a welding test, she was hired by an industrial welding company in the Bitterroot.
They do dam filtration systems, coal mine conveyors.
Today, when she's not creating art, she works as a welding instructor at Trapper Creek Job Corps. She met her husband Levi when he gave her scrap metal left over from a truck he rebuilt.
It was kind of like, yeah, love at first sight at that point.
Yeah, he's great. He's the love of my life.
Levi's background is logging, metal fabrication, and mechanics. He works at a motorsport shop. He welds too and creates his own art projects.
This is a fly hook that I've created entirely of recycled material.
Levi helps Jean with her projects.
Help make her creations and her visions and imaginations and her creatures come to life.
This is my favorite, Spirit of the Bitterroot. I built in my head for over 10 years. This is a wild Mustang.
Spirit of the Bitterroot is made mostly of metal flowers. This Mustang can't be tamed.
The tail is like a wild long grass, and I wanted to give it life by making it look like wind is flowing through it.
She's done phases of the moon and a father-son buffalo hunt.
I wanted something to come off of the wall that looked like it was alive, had movement.
This is a whimsical butterfly.
Using myself as a template and welded the washers onto that template.
Her screen door is both practical and decorative. Jean is a self-described metal hoarder. All of this stuff is material for her inspiration, like this. Maybe a flower, maybe. She doesn't even know yet.
This is my scrap dog named Mr. W. I designed him after my dog, Waylon.
Nothing goes to waste.
These are rakes, chains. This is Scrappy the baby bear.
Alice is a 1969 VW Beetle.
Alice in Wonderland inspired and botanical inspired mixed.
Here's Alice, surrounded by flowers and vines. Here's the Cheshire Cat.
We got a little mousey and a teacup.
And Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Oh, this is the Queen of Hearts.
Each piece usually takes hours and hours to put together. It isn't just the physical work, it's the planning.
It's hard to make decisions. Once you cut it out, you're committed.
Jean thinks and thinks again before making that final cut.
And I sometimes fall asleep and then dream about it too.
Jean has no shortage of material. She has another VW Beetle waiting for new life as metal art. Kevin Mackey, NBC, Montana. If you want to watch this story again, or if you missed one of my previous stories, you can watch every Montana Moment in a special segment on our website at nbcmontana.com.